Welcome to the Exposer. So, I have a video where a Spac Nation pastor, who is very close to PT, is at an event and basically putting out a speech to encourage people to invest into PT's foundation that is in Nigeria. Now, allegedly, PT's foundation in Nigeria is in the works, and allegedly he's also planning to go back to Nigeria. So this to me looks like a plan for his exit. He's allegedly trying to pump as much money into this foundation so that he can go to Nigeria.
Black people in the UK, there's 3% black people, and out of that 3%, 12% of them are in prisons. And out of that 3%, 35% of those young black people are unemployed. And I believe that until a child reaches their socially contrived maturity, their life is subject to that of their parent. So at our core, the Tobi Foundation is dedicated to eradicating the inherited poverty, the inherited lack, the circumstances that mean young people coming from socially low economic backgrounds don't have the opportunity to fulfill their God-given potentials. We work with a lot of government officials, we work with a lot of corporates in order to give them the opportunities to express their potentials. And we also work with people on the other end of the spectrum who are elite, who have done well in life, who have been able to make something of their lives, like you guys. And ultimately, I provide a platform for them to give back to the community. Again, my name's Daniel Goloma, and thank you all. But this event has been amazing. It's been extremely amazing, and I hope that by the time we all get home, we'll all want to buy into Nigeria, we'll all want to wear Nigeria, we'll all want to see Nigeria, but most importantly, I think that we all want to invest in Nigeria, because this meeting has been extremely strategic, extremely strategic, with the caliber of speakers that we've had here today, the influential personnel around the room, talking about luxury, but most importantly, talking about Nigeria. Nigeria is a nation that has suffered in this narrative. We've been painted with one brush, but events like this today almost show the world that we are diverse and that we do have what it takes to become a world power. And I believe that with a population of over 250 million people, we must continuously raise awareness for this generation, my generation, I'm 24 years old, and the generation coming, to show them that your talent is a currency. And with the right platform and the right support, you'll be able to exhibit that talent. So platforms like this are amazing. The brands that we've had here today and the businesses on display clearly shows that the luxury network has the ability to bring together or start a global coalition, a coming together of change agents who are all dedicated to seeing the change in the Nigerian story. Many people think that as a Nigerian you have to be oil rich, or you have to be a business tycoon or a politician to make it in life out there in Nigeria, but rather you can actually just be somebody who's very good at using your hands to make nice clothes, at designing shoes, and you can be a global icon. So once again, thank you so much. And like Mrs. Ojo has done actually, she's kept her head down over the years, and we've seen the likes of Alexander Omosu, Uche Egele, we've seen Veronica Odeka. These people are doing very well in the luxury industry, but she's kept her head down and she's pioneering a new move for a new generation of people. So I want us to all give her a round of applause. So again, we must be patriotic to Nigeria, but first of all, we must be patriotic to a generation. A generation that's constantly changing, a generation of people who feel like, I'll tell you guys a very, very quick joke. I said to my little nephew, I said, we're going to Nigeria in January, and he turned around to me and said, I've been to Nigeria already this year. And I said, what are you talking about? I'm sorting out your passport. And he goes, I've been to Nigeria, I was in Nigeria, I was on Google, I was on YouTube. He thinks that by his mum bringing him back gala or la casera from Nigeria makes him a Nigerian. But no, we must all be intentional in our pursuit to go back to the continent. We must be intentional in our pursuit to come to events like this, to make sure that we're constantly learning and we're taking back what we're learning back on the continent to make Nigeria a greater nation again. So again, we must be intentional. We must be intentional in our pursuits if we do need to remove and install leaders who don't have the ability to make Nigeria's economy diverse. I believe that luxury has a space in Nigeria. I believe that with events like this, you're reaching out to the different generations that are able to take luxury, not only in Nigeria, but to Ghana, to Sierra Leone, to many other nations. And I believe that this meeting here today is extremely strategic.
He started by saying there's only 3% black people in the UK, and the lack of opportunities and the poverty surrounding the black community. Then he went on to talk about the Tobi Foundation, which is dedicated apparently to eradicate poverty. So if people don't know, the Tobi Foundation is in Nigeria. And this is a foundation that he set up not long ago. And we all know why. And he mentioned that he will provide a platform to give back to the community, meaning people who want to come and invest into helping Nigeria shall go to him so that they can invest in the Tobi Foundation. So another way of them getting the income. And he said by the time people leave this meeting or this event that he's at, they would want to visit Nigeria. They will want to buy into Nigeria. And he said most importantly, invest into Nigeria. So again, the investment is the main purpose of this speech, getting people to pump money into their foundation to apparently help people in Nigeria. And he openly said, as a joke, that he told his nephew that they're going back to Nigeria in January. And then he went on to say that his nephew only said this because he's been eating food from Nigeria and he's been on YouTube and things like that. This might be a little joke that he mentioned, but allegedly, PT, along with few of his Spac members, are planning to escape to go to Nigeria. Again, allegedly. And Daniel will definitely be one of the ones that goes back with him. You guys have seen the video about Daniel, so you don't know how close the relationship is. And yeah, he said the plan is for them to go back to make Nigeria great again. Again, this is a smart way of generating a quick income or a big investment that will be able to set them up if they were to escape to go to Nigeria. So this is what a lot of the Spac members do behind the scene. This is what they've been doing. So what they do is they target brands or target people, allegedly, to attend to these speeches where they will talk about their adventures and their plan and their purpose and why they need people to invest. So you can see some of the things he's saying could be tempted for a person that does not know about Spac Nation to feel like a young black man is doing a lot to try and help his community. A young black man is doing a lot to try and help people in his country. But we all know this is not what it is. We all know the reason behind this. This is why it's called closing deals. So when I'll do the video about Pastor Tobi, I'll elaborate more about how these guys cut their deals. Now, this is a direct message to the people who wish to invest into this foundation. Before you invest, you need to do your research and find out about the church and the organization that this member represents. And you also need to find out this organization, which is led by the guy who has created this foundation. The same people who claim they're trying to help the community. They're trying to help people out of poverty. But they didn't tell you guys that they're also the reason why a lot of young people in our community are in debt just for their own personal gain. And they haven't told you guys that they've had so many businesses opened and dissolved. They haven't told you they've left so many young people bankrupted, so many young people in depression. Because it's very easy to use 1,000 or two in Africa to feed a few people and buy them clothes and whatever, which is a great thing to do. But it's easy to use that to try and sell a speech to tell people to invest hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds. Because we all know that's just a marketing tool. You're not trying to help people. You're just doing it to film, just to put that in your portfolio, so that when you get investors, you can show them some of the things you're doing. But it's important for these people to know what you're doing in your own country, what you're doing in the UK right now. And what we know that you're doing in the UK is getting a lot of young people in debt. So for the ones that don't know what is going on with this young man's organization, it is important to research and find out more about the organization. And it's important to also question them, because this is what they're failing to do. They're failing to respond to the allegations. And we all know the allegations about people taking out loans have been proved. It has been proved. We've had a few people come out and openly talk about the experience of members of Spac basically asking them to take out loans. We've heard stories of members who have said that members of Spac have used the details to take out loans without their consent. So these are important things that I believe people who attend these meetings need to ask, because people who are robbing or allegedly stealing from their own community are the last people you should be investing in.